At that time, women in comedy were kind of relegated to taking on these big, wacky characters. They would play a woman doing stand-up instead of really just being an honest woman talking on the stage that would garner laughs. So Midge is an anomaly. She was groundbreaking in that way, that she started talking about her life and just being honest, and that's what was funny, and people were recognizing themselves in what she said. So that really was a change of things. At that time in real life, you know, Joan Rivers was the one really doing that, was paving the way for that honest portrayal of being honest and vicious and dark, telling the truth and telling it like it is. And I think now we see more of that, but it's still a struggle. We're still talked about as like, oh, she's a woman who can handle this huge world tour. She's a woman getting these ticket sales. She's a woman, you know, hitting hard and hitting fast. They still use the word woman in the sentence instead of a stand-up. It's always a female stand-up. Yeah, it's a little bit sad that so much hasn't changed. The way in which we're policed has changed. You know, back then, police officers would show up to say this language is vulgar and you may not, you know, show your boobies, and haul you off the stage. Now that doesn't happen. You can kind of get up there and say what you want, but most people have one of these, and this is the new police. Somebody takes a video of you trying out new material and they post it, and someone in the world is offended, and we're policing each other. So we're still being policed, and we're still being prevented from speaking honestly sometimes, or having an artistic take on something, but it's coming from a different means.
Do you think people, when they're watching this, will be astonished that you could have the coppers turning up and saying, right, that's it, you've used language that's inappropriate?
Yeah, it feels like a fascist state, you know, which
Phew, thank goodness that isn't happening now.
I know, thank goodness that's not coming back. Yeah, we're still, now in the States, you know, you're only allowed complete freedom of speech if you're a Nazi, apparently.
The idea that women were unequal or considered second-class citizens is unfortunately not a completely new idea. And I think if we've done our job correctly, you will both notice and feel how far we've come and how much we've changed in details like that, and then also notice how far we have not, and hopefully be continuing to ask those questions of ourselves.
And now onto the comedy, because that's obviously such a huge part.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever died on stage?
No. And I will never. I would be so traumatized. I would never be able to come back. I've been saying, like, you know, when you play a doctor on TV, you should probably not perform surgery. Playing a stand-up, you should absolutely never try it. It's not a good idea for anyone.
You've never had a go?
No.
People are still stunned at, you know, about women in comedy. There's still a lot of resistance to that, even now.
Yeah, I don't get it. What do you mean? It's ridiculous. Comedy's universal. You're funny or you're not.